just like, you know, like that. And then what I found out was the Velcro just came straight off, like the stick wasn't strong enough. And I was just like, oh, well, this is not going to work. I think my project is, you know, not working. So they suggested maybe getting super glue. But I'll probably keep this idea at a later date, because I want to see these guys making their own Velcro 2 to the 4. So I'll probably revisit this back at a later date. And sort of, you know, figure out a way of how I'll just really strap down those Velcro pieces, and I can, you know, make my own physical hypercuboid. But I had this other really silly idea. So let's just take that away. And let's take that away. Oh, well, I guess we can. What I found out was I have all these cubes left, and I just had no idea what I'll do with them. So I thought about not making a physical 2 to the 4 or a physical hypercuboid or cube. I was thinking about making an impractical 2 to the 4, which is completely silly. What you're about to see right here is not what you want to see for hypercubers to do. It's interesting, but it's not. It's very impractical. It's silly, but it works. So we've got all these cubes here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make 8 2x2s, put them together in some sort of tesseract net, and then work it like an actual functional 2 to the 4. I just, you know, knowing my knowledge on I guess 40 puzzles.
Oh, I forgot to add, there is a physical hypercubers server. The link's in the description if you want to join that. If you love physical 4-dimensional puzzles, then like the, you know, the famous Belinda's 2x2x2x2x2, 2x2x2x2. I hope I got that right. Anyways, the link's in the description. If you want to join that, come and join us. Sort of a subcategory from the, or subcategory server from the main hypercubers. So if you want to do it, come and join the server. The link's in the description, and it'll be good to see you there.
I guess 40 puzzles, and it's probably similar to what I've linked the video in the description. It's what I think Mark Ringret did with like a physical 3 to 4 draft, when he moved the different cubes to different places. Same sort of thing is what I'm going to do here, but just with the 2 to the 4. So I'm going to do that with this, and as you can see, I didn't really kind of these are not all like wood. I've kind of, you know, for the white cubes, I've printed them just out of PLA. The black cubes, which I had to use because, I mean, like pink, I mean, I couldn't find any pink cubes, but also I didn't have pink filament, so I had to just print black cubes. But then there's also one green cube in here, which couldn't make it 2x2x2. So I had to just print one green cube piece there. So that's what I did. So I'm going to show you what I've learnt so far with this very, I guess, very impractical version of a 2x2x2x2, or 42x2. So I'm going to set this aside, and this is going to be like our sort of, I guess, puzzle to reference off. So I'm going to put this aside as well, and put this over here. Take all these cubes out. These are just singular cubes. These are I'm not using magnets or anything. I think it would be even more better if it had magnets, if each of the cubes just connected together like that. Or even Velcro, if you think about Velcro doing it this way, then you could probably do that. So I just printed out extra cubes. I printed out all the white ones, I printed out all the black ones that didn't have pink filament, and also didn't have pink cubes. And I have one green printed piece here, which I have for one of the green pieces. Impractical too. So I'm going to use this to reference off. We have purple on the inside, white, green, white on top, green on front, and pink on the outside, and orange and red left and right, and whatever. So we're going to start off with that notation, because this is the standard sort of, I guess, orientation when you're doing hyper puzzles. You have that kind of like white top, green front kind of thing, but for hypercubes. So I call it the impractical 2 to the 4. If you've got any other cool names, then put it in the comments below. So I'm going to start building this cube. And like I said before, it's going to be in a tesseract net. You can see in the picture there, A tesseract net is basically just an unfolded out three-dimensional net of a 4D tesseract. So that's what I'm going to make, but on here. And it's going to be a little different though, because you know some of it won't just stay in midair. So since pink is our outside, we're going to start with the outside cell. This is black in this case because I don't have pink filament and I don't have a lot of money to do that. Well, I can probably buy some pink filament, but it'll probably take a bit of time. But we've just got black in this case, so I'm going to make the black cell, and I'm going to make it like 4-dimensional side, I guess, or 3-dimensional side, but it's a whole 2x2 cube. So there's one cell done. Okay, we'll go to the right cell. So like I said, you have tesseract next, so you've got the outside, which we'll probably put over here, the right cell, which is going to be in this one. So and it's kind of what I do. I mean, I know this is very, very silly. This is not what you want to do. I mean, this is interesting, but it is silly because of like, it's very impractical. There's no magnets, there's nothing holding it. Like, these cubes can just fall apart really easily like that, you know, if I pick up a cell. So I got to be really careful, and I just, you know, you can't even speed solve with it. Like, literally, it's just bleh. Okay, we've got the right cell done. Cool. All right, now we're going to do the inside. With the inside here is purple, so the inside is going to be in here. This could be maybe I don't know, educational video to understand your physical, maybe, because you know I'm just sort of referencing off the sides like I would on like here, but on here, because you know the inside's this one and it's opposite the outside like that. So there's our purple cell, which is the inside there. Okay, now what about the orange? Okay, so the orange is the left, so the left's over here. Okay, let's do that. So this is your orange side. And that's the thing with me with hypercubing. I just get into these weird kind of, what do you call it? Just ideas. And I just, like, that's probably the reason why I solved the physical 3 to the 4. Because I didn't actually solve it like a physical puzzle. I actually solved it like a virtual puzzle, which will be in a later video. But I didn't actually solve it like a physical puzzle. I emulated a virtual puzzle off of that. So I emulated virtual moves off that, which is quite crazy. But I managed to be able to do it like that. And it kind of worked for me. Orange, pink, red, and black. And this is why I'm doing this like this, because I came up with weird ideas. I just put together like an orange 2x2, and I was like, how about I make a 2 to the 4, but like this? Okay, yeah, let's do that. All right, and this is what I'm at right now, just making a 2 to the 4 just like this. So yeah, the back, which is blue, which is on this side, so we're gonna move it here. And you're sort of familiar with this sort of formation here. This is like a cube net in a way, like, you know, when you have like 2 sides there and then 4 sides along there. But this tesseract net is going to have, you know, it's going to have the same thing, but it's also going to have an up and down as well. They're going to be all cubes, because that's what a tesseract is. Oh, oh. I found another blue piece. Thought I lost it again, but found it again. All right, so we have a blue cell, which is the back of that. Now we're going to have a green cell on the front of that. So this is your front cell. And I actually did play with this puzzle. I mean, I did play with this kind of, you know, I guess. See, look at that, you know, it just falls apart. So I did actually play with the structure before I'd made this video. That's why I made this video, because I want to make a video on it. And it's quite interesting, but it is very, very silly. It's not what you want to do. But if you want to do it, go ahead. If you don't even have a physical 2 to the 4, then just buy colored cubes like this. I just got this from a craft store. You can find what can work, then you know, yeah. So we have the green cell. So this is the front cell. So green's on the front, blues on the back. Now, question is, where do we put the top and bottom? Alright. The top is actually, I mean, like, it'll be very impractical if you just stack them on top, because I've done that before and the pieces just, you know, don't even sit on top of each other. Like, if you like, you know, if you stack like a bunch of blocks up like that, and if you get to a certain height, it'll just fall over. It's the same thing here. I can't, like, well, I can do it like that if I wanted to, but I just feel like, nah. You can see like that, it's just looking, you know, about to fall over technically. I actually put the top cell over here, and it's sort of like on the up sort of area, so you can notice that that's the top cell. And that's sort of like how I did that. And then we've got all these white cubes here, which is the down cell. So I'll just do that over here, like that. Actually, I got it wrong. I'm silly. I'm absolutely silly. Yellow is supposed to be on the bottom, so I put yellow on the bottom here. So you see it's on the bottom there. But then, you know, these ones over here, gets us the top one. So white top, green front, purple inside. Alright, this is what it looks like on the impractical version. So here we are. Here we have it. The impractical 2 to the 4 is now assembled. This looks pretty cool. I mean, the way this works is actually very interesting, to be honest. But if you notice what a tesseract neck looks like in the picture, you can see how you've got, you know, all those together, basically connected to this inside one, and then you've got the top and then the bottom, and then, but I kind of, you know, put the top, so it normally sits up here, but I put it on here because, you know, it won't fall over. This knows me as the top because it's on the top side. This is on the bottom because I guess it's on the bottom side, I guess, because it's like, you know, down here, but then up there. So it's just top, bottom, technically. So it's not stacked on top. And it kind of makes it a weird projection, but what can you do? Basically just manually moving the cubes around to different areas, but it's knowing where to put them, essentially. Moves on this puzzle. Like I said before, I played with this structure before I made this video. And I basically did a few things. I was amazingly, I did an RKT parity algorithm on this, and it looked really cool. And I also did a checkerboard pattern, which I might do in this video. But if you guys, I don't know what it'll be like to solve. If you guys want to see a solve, maybe a time lapse, I could probably work on it. It'd be a blooming pain, but I think I'll be able to do it. But we'll see how we go. But I could probably do a time lapse of the checkerboard pattern, and that kind of thing. So we're going to do a simple rotation on the red cell. So like on here, to turn the red cell, it's basically just turning this side, which is, you know, the red outside stickers, which is indicating the red side. So if we did an RX move on this red side, we did this, right? This is just a simple RX turn on the red side. So I'm going to do the exact same thing on here. So let's just do an RX move. So this is your right side, which is red. The same thing here. So we're going to do that. So we're going to do an RX move. Once we've done that move, what next? Okay. So we notice that these parts here would move. So we just go like that. We'll just do a 90 degrees rotation there. And a 90 degrees rotation there. Don't worry about that. We'll just stick that back on because it's just the same cube really. So, and yeah, like I said, pieces just fall off this puzzle. We've done those 2 rotations there. Now what's next? Okay, so we've done those rotations, which is that and that. We take this side here. This is your right. You know, this pretend this is connected to this, right? I mean, if it was connected to this, that side would turn like that, right? So that means this half here would turn down like that. Now, where's the downside, you may ask? Okay, well, like we said here, was this yellow is your downside. So we've basically turned it 90 degrees like that. And now it's down there, right? So now it needs to go to this side like that. So now it's going to sit there, okay? We're just going to leave it there because we're going to just change this one now. So this one here, this is your downside. If you just, you know, stick this on top of here, the downside is down here. So that this half here, these 4 pieces in here will come up to the front, and this is your front side here. So it's going to come up like that. It's going to do a 90-degree rotation because it comes around like that, like that. So it's going to do 90 degrees rotation that way, and it's going to sit here like that. So that is what happens there. Okay, now what happens to this cube? Okay, so this here is connected to this. This here is going to come up like that because it's connected to this. We've done a move like that, so it's going to come up to the top at 90 degrees like that, and we're going to place it on this side here. Now we're going to take this one, and since it's here, right, it's connected to the top, so we've done a rotation this way, so it's going to do a 90 degrees rotation this way, and it's going to go on the front. So you can see that right there, and that's the move basically. So now we just put these together like so, and that is our first move. And we're going to just sort of compare it to the physical right here. Okay, so if we go to a physical puzzle, you can see purple is the same, but it's rotated once this way on this side. So that's what that rotation there was. So you can see how it's just rotated it like that, pink, because, you know, just remember the pink's black on this cube. So it's done one rotation this way. So that's what that rotation there was. So it's done a rotation that way, and it's also done a rotation that way. Okay, now on the top cell, your top cell, right? Top cell's over here. We have green and white. Green and white's on here. Green and white. Okay, now we turn it to the back side. This is your back side. Okay, blue, we've got blue and white on the back side. Blue and white is on the back side. You can see how it's blue on the left, white is on the right. Okay, now let's look on the bottom side. On the bottom we have yellow and blue. So yellow and blue is on the bottom side, and you can see here, yellow is on the right, blue is on the left. Here is, so on the front we have green and yellow. Same thing here, we have green on the right and yellow on the left. So yeah, so there's essentially what we've done. We've done a whole one rotation, and that's what you have to do all the time for a rotation. At this moment it is just, well, shoot, it is just literally like this. So let's say if we want to move back. Okay, so let's move back. Let's do an Rx prime. Okay, there we go. Okay, Rx prime on the red cell. So we're going to move the Rx like that, Rx prime. Do these cells now. So what we do is, I want to start with this one, right? So we've just moved back that side. Okay, so let's say if I wanted to do an inside cell rotation. So let's do that, shall we? So an inside cell rotation is something to do with this, right? Let's just do the same as what we did with Rx, but let's do an IX. So we'll do an IX, which is an axial twist like that. All right, let's do it like that. Now that's probably just your basic, I guess, move. And if we look on this here, you can see how, you know, purples are the same, so is the outside as well. You know, the outside doesn't get changed. We've got on the top cell, we've got white and green. Now it's like this because the way it's being projected, if it looked at it like this, right, it would be like that. You see how the whites are on the top and the greens are on the bottom? It's just because it's being rotated by default. It's been split like that. It's been split like that to make it fit on those layers. So it's been kind of split open. If you did this, right, it will be the same, right? But since it's physical, sitting in the right and left have been split apart, it will just be like that on the right and left. So same with the bottom. So if you look on the bottom, it's blue and yellow, blue and yellow. But if you can see here, you know, it's been split. So it's been folded together like that. But then, you know, since it's physical, it's been split apart like that, right? You can see it's similar to that. So that's there. White and green. Now this is kind of a weird one, but it's the same sort of deal because these are split apart. But if you fold them like this, you can see how the green's on the front, yellow's on the back. It's just because it's been physicalized. It's like that, you know, it's split apart. It will go on those sides like that. But yeah, so that's just the way it has been like that. So it's just been sort of, you know, squashed together because, you know, it's I guess not physicalized. Back, you know, if it was not physicalized, it would be like that. So the whites will be on the front, the blues will be on the back, but it's been physicalized, so it's been split apart. So if I was to go back, you know, I'll go and there we go. So that turns it back. There's plenty more moves, like there's also four-dimensional whole puzzle reorientations and stuff. Like, you know, if we turn that back like that, let's say we wanted to do something like this, right? If we did like, you know, the greens are in the middle, the other greens on the inside. This here, we have to go to the outside. So these here will turn like that, turn like that. Then also, since this goes in like that, top will actually come down. Then the bottom would actually also go, it will go like that. So that's basically a full puzzle reorientation. I guess that will take into effect when all the pieces are mixed up, and if you like made a mistake on that, then of course it will screw up the solve. So you can do those moves as well. You can basically simulate all the moves on this. I don't know all of them. I know only some, like the right. I also know a bit of the back ones, the back moves as well. Outside moves, I kind of don't really worry about them. Like if I did an O cell like that, I wouldn't. I mean, I could maybe look into those moves, but when I'm solving like maybe a 2 to the 4, I always turn these cells in here. I don't really turn them like the outside. The outside is sort of like a placeholder. That is what I have found out with these very cool cubes. I've actually made a 2 to the 4 puzzle that's really impractical, but it works. So, the moment of truth. Can I do a checkerboard pattern on this 2 to 4? I won't do it on the physical, but I can just do it on this, if I remember correctly, of what I know so far. So I will do that right now.